Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome God and
Good. I'm just gonna do social
You
media.
say it's
the whole
recording.
show.
Oh, it sounds so good.
Right?
So just as we're about to begin the show,
Yeah.
we get a text from Anna, and she says,
What'd she say?
let's read it, quote, "Hi, everybody, welcome to the show." It's a crappy intro, isn't it?
No, this is Gods and Monsters.
Now it's funny. I feel like I only hear you in one ear. Let me hear this ear.
No.
Okay, there you
take
go.
your other ear
You
off,
are
yeah.
in both ears.
Right.
So yeah, we're about to begin the show here, and
Mm-hmm.
Anna says, "Have Darian send a picture of us." That's you and me.
Oh.
When we're all set up, so I can post it. So he's going to take a picture,
Mm-hmm.
and she's going to post it on the Gods and Monsters page, and she's going to say,
Right.
"Hey, they're recording an episode. If you go over there right now and talk to them, you'll get 15% off their purchase in the store and at the bar tonight."
Todd and Anna,
This
bad
is-
at business.
This is just, it's not good for business.
But amazing to us, and,
Always
they're
amazing
great.
to their customers.
Yeah,
Yes.
we have not done a show in 6 months, and you said, hey, Todd and Anna, can we come down there and do a show? And they were just like, yes.
And I feel really bad because we haven't been down here. It just our schedules, conflict, not working out.
Your new work schedule kind of has you differently busy on Fridays, so it's more difficult for you to get down here and family life. You know, you got a full busy family life.
I thought I was going to have more time. What happened?
You care too much about the kids.
I feel as if I'm slouching because I've got this stand, which I like, but I wish it was up here.
Oh,
So I'm going to go grab a pop character or something.
all right.
So feel free to talk to the crowd.
Oh, I might buy a pop character today. I saw on when I go on. Well, go.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
I'm vamping. I'm filling.
All right, audience. Just Greg is going to talk to you. Here we go.
So I go on Amazon quite a lot, and I get all these suggestions, and of course they pop up in my Facebook feed as well because Facebook's always listening. Anyway, there's a new Grinch pop character. Oh, you got books. Nice. There's a new Grinch pop character
From the
that
new Grinch movie?
Yeah. Well, there's two of them. One of them, they're exactly the same, but one of them he's wearing a scarf, and one of them he's not. So the one he's not wearing a scarf is like $10, and then the one where he is wearing a scarf, I guess that's some sort of special release or limited whatever, and that's like $30. So I'm hoping maybe they have one here. I didn't look yet.
Now, did you look on the back of the pop character box to see what other characters they're offering from the Grinch movie?
Well, I only saw it online, so I didn't get to see feel it and look
Gotcha.
at the box and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
But they are definitely different pop numbers, so I know that they're two different releases. We'll see.
So once again, welcome to Gods and Monsters, episode 151. The last one we did was episode 150, which was their anniversary show. I listened back to it on the drive here.
I remember getting all excited about episode 150.
And
And now we're on 151.
Right. And now we're on 151 all
Excellent.
these months later, sadly. It's just been so long since we've been. We used to be able to come out here almost every week.
Yeah.
And then life gets in the way, and you're busy with your stuff, I'm busy with my stuff, and we don't like to do the show without each other, and that's just the way it is.
Not really busy, but
And no, that's not true. You're very busy. As a matter of fact, yesterday or the day before, I was watching the latest episode of Models and Movies, and you had
that's
just
true.
picked a film that
was terrible.
Yes, and the woman who was doing the episode with you, of course, had not heard of the movie.
Correct.
Was that the Samurai? What was it?
Samurai Cop.
Yeah, Samurai Cop.
Yes,
you're
that
in the
was
middle
a
of that episode right now.
Fantastically famous movie for being bad.
No,
In fact, I might do another one coming up soon called The Miami Connection, and that was a movie filmed largely at UCF. Which
Really?
Yeah, that's an interesting movie to review because it was back in the late 80s or mid 80s UCF. So that's when we were there, and it was just all these memories and feels come back when all you see are the few buildings that were there when we were actively on campus every day doing stuff. It's kind of cool.
And what was the year of this movie?
I don't remember exactly, but it was definitely mid to late 80s. They also filmed at Church Street Station. I don't know how they did this, but one night they just basically shut off all the streets down there, and they were able.
all that business that didn't happen that night.
Gosh, it was probably 5 a.m. when they were doing this because I don't think they got permissions to do anything. It was more like
no
a
permit. Run.
guerrilla. Yeah, quick, park the cars here. Now let's do our scene. Now let's get out of here before we get arrested. Something like that. I don't know.
Jeez. And that movie was called again?
That was Miami Connection.
Miami Connection.
Which is interesting because there's very little about Miami in the Miami Connection. It's mostly in Orlando, and they actually say it's in Orlando. It's kind of nice.
What were the UCF connections in that film other than it was shot at UCF?
Just that the characters were UCF students.
Okay.
And it was funny because most of the characters were like in their late 20s.
Any breakout stars from that movie?
No.
I'm sorry, what year was this again?
No. I don't know. Somewhere in the mid to late 80s, I assume, because all the fashion was there.
All the fashion was there.
So I'd have to look it up, and I'm too lazy to do that. But it was a movie that very few people have heard of because it wasn't very good, but nonetheless filmed at UCF and in other parts of Orlando.
We will see how quickly this will work. I'm going to send Anna a picture that I just took of us just sitting here. I'm going to send it to her. Gregory, yes, photo coming soon, I said. All right, I'm going to give her this one. Send.
We're doing this in real time, everybody.
All right, the photo just send to Anna, and maybe she'll put it up on the Gods and Monsters page. What I'll do now is just stay on the Gods and Monsters Facebook page to see how quickly it takes someone to come on up here and say, I just saw the Facebook page.
Perfecto.
I wish we were recording this live.
We are.
But, yes, this is all happening live.
Oh, no, this is not happening live.
Yes, but going up to Facebook.
So I made the mistake of doing a little research of upcoming films, and I looked into Wonder Woman 84.
Yes.
Do you know anything?
All I've seen is the poster or like a teaser poster for it. But for some reason, it seems like Chris Pine is in the movie, and I'm pretty sure his character died in the last movie. But go on.
Well, yeah, I don't. Maybe flashback type scenes. Any idea who the villain is?
In 1984, I'm going to say the villain is
You
David
don't
Lee
know.
Roth.
No.
David Lee Roth is the villain with high kicks, high voice, and high kicks.
Yeah, that's
I'd watch that.
pretty close. The villain is a villain named Cheetah, played by Kristen Wiig.
Kristen Wiig. Oh.
I don't know if that's such a good idea.
I mean, love her, great actress, great comedian, but is this a miscast right away? Are you feeling?
She's able to do some quirky type, more dramatic roles, and I've seen her in All About Me or whatever that movie was. I don't know if she can handle a hero movie. Especially because when you look up Cheetah, she's the typical comic book heroine who, or anti-heroine, evil heroine, whatever.
Was Cheetah part of the Legion of Doom on the Super Friends?
I think she may have been.
Yeah.
Because they're
not
trying.
a founding member, but she was later voted in. It
was 5-6. It was.
It was a close vote.
Very close. Anyway,
Ginsburg was the split vote on that one. They got her in.
Robo Ginsburg. So yeah, they are trying to build this extended DC universe, and I just the other night, not last night but the night before, watched Justice League for the first time.
Oh, okay.
Oof.
Here we go.
Ugh.
With Aquaman on the heels of coming out now as well.
Zack Snyder needs to stop making movies.
Oh.
He just doesn't know how to make a good film. 300 was good.
Oh, yes.
And I even liked The Watchmen. I really actually kind of liked that.
I did too. I bought that on Blu-ray and I actually enjoyed that.
Yeah, because he stayed very, very, very...
A little bit more penis than I was expecting.
Well, big blue penis.
Yeah.
He stayed very true to the comic, to the graphic novel, but he really messed up. He did Man of Steel, right? I believe he did Man of Steel, which he messed up. And he messed up Batman v Superman. And now he's messed up Justice League.
Or wait, Man of Steel or Superman Returns?
Whichever one.
Okay.
The one where the Superman threw Zod through all the buildings and killed
you're right.
thousands
Man of
and
Steel.
thousands
You're
of
right.
people.
That's
Yeah,
Man of Steel.
I believe that was Zack Snyder. And he's just...
Something's happened, yeah.
Yeah.
Did he peak after 300? Is that what
what
you're
so.
saying?
Yeah, I think he did because I just didn't. I have not enjoyed a Zack Snyder movie. Well, since The Watchmen, which was after 300. But I really just haven't enjoyed how he makes a film or puts one together. It's not that good.
So you saw it. You watched it at home.
I did.
Just recently. You said yesterday.
The night before.
Okay,
yeah.
so it's pretty fresh in your mind.
Right. Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like it would have made a difference if you saw this in the theater or not. It's just...
No, I'm glad I saw it at home because I would have been angry had I spent the money to go to a theater and watch that. I mean, it's just an assault on your eyeballs when there's that much CGI fighting.
Yes.
And it's just, it's kind of it falls to the same thing that a lot of hero films are doing lately, where there's all these enemies, like hundreds of enemies just flying around, and that was the same thing with Suicide Squad. Just hundreds of these nameless, faceless things that you don't care if they die or not, which is, it's good for superheroes to kill things that you don't care about. But there's so many of them flying around, and every frame of a fight scene is just riddled with stuff to look at, and you can't concentrate on anything. Are you making calls over there? What are you?
I just received one. I'm just keeping Gods and Monsters refreshed so I can see if Anna posts our picture. Yes. Were there any characters in the movie that stood out that you were happy with? At least?
The Flash was. I mean, was really funny. He and a lot of that was Joss Whedon, because Joss Whedon took over because, as I understand, Zack Snyder had a tragedy in the family or something like that, and he had to go away, and then Joss came in and he's like, "Well, we have to reshoot like 30% of this." Calver, you still have a mustache? Well, shave it off. And he said, "No."
Nope.
And they were like, "Okay, we'll fix it in post."
Tom Cruise won't let me because he was in that Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah, but as I heard, that movie was over, and
what was it? Just in case they had reshoots for that movie?
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it was just a situation where it was just like...
So the mustache on a giant screen, or even the screen in your home, just didn't look good. But then didn't like a few months later somebody do a better version of it?
What?
Of removing the mustache?
I mean,
with some
maybe.
new face technology that's just somebody else did that made it look even better.
I mean, maybe, but they spent $3 million in post to remove that mustache, and that's a lot of money for somebody saying, "No, I won't shave my mustache."
I wonder if they had just kept it quiet about reshoots with the mustache, if we wouldn't have noticed.
Oh yeah, we would have noticed. There was something so weird.
Yeah,
especially when he would smile, because it just looks so wrong and weird. Well, so that was my Justice League experience.
And so now, right around the corner from that, Aquaman is about to come out maybe this weekend? And maybe tonight even?
Okay.
Does Aquaman come out tonight? Being Friday? Today we're taping this on Friday.
I don't know, but I've seen the trailer for that, and it looks terrible. And you know what does look good, though, is Shazam.
I saw the trailer for that, and I laughed out loud. I really did. And I walked out of the convenience store, and I was like, "Hey!" Shazam
reminds me of all the levity and the joy and the lightness that was in Kick-Ass, and I really like that. That's what I like out of Marvel movies, is they're able to skate that line between serious action and levity, because nothing is so dark and serious, well, except for Thor Dark World or whatever it was.
Why don't the DC people just watch
all
the Marvel movies repeatedly and say, "Oh, okay, I get it now"?
They do, because I forget what it was, but they were comparing one of the latest movies to Guardians of the Galaxy, and it was just a situation where they were saying that DC kind of copies what Marvel does, but by the time that DC movie comes out, Marvel's already moved on to something new and different. So then everybody's like, "Oh, DC just did what Marvel did 2 years ago, and now Marvel's doing something much better."
Well, it's just not working out. Oh, hey. Okay, now the official photo was taken now. He's going to submit that to Anna. And Anna's going to put it up on the Gods and Monsters Facebook page, and they're going to say, "Hey, Greg and Art,
come on
are recording
down.
An episode of the Gods and Monsters show. If you come down and sit and answer a series of questions,
very personal
and
questions,
some math questions, then you will get 15% off at the bar and at the register here with what you purchased." It's very, very nice.
That's insane.
This is going to test how well Facebook works for them. We're going to see.
Yeah.
Right.
Is Facebook still a thing?
If our parents are on it, is it a thing?
Oh, God. My dad is on Facebook.
Yes, is he? Is he now?
Which is weird, because sometimes he comments or makes,
Dad comments?
He can be politically charged sometimes.
Yeah, sure. Everyone's dad can be.
And sometimes I'm just like, "Oh, Dad, maybe not today."
That's every dad, right?
I guess.
I guess.
He just had a birthday. He's 70 now.
70 years old. Yeah, my parents are all in that 70 and 70.
Old. When did that happen?
Is the number 70 old or is the dad old?
The number
for me as well, because my parents still seem very young.
Yeah, I something happened at when they turned around 50. That's when I felt like, oh my gosh, that's old. But I don't feel like they've aged at all
between 50 and 70.
50 and 70. Yeah.
I feel the same way.
And I guess that's a good thing.
It is, because we are living longer, happier, healthier lives, I guess. And, 70 is okay. It's just all right. It's not 70 like when our grandparents were 70.
Oh, my God.
That was just one generation ago.
When my grandparents were 70, they were so old.
Yeah,
and just weak and just didn't seem like they could do anything.
So when we're 70, we're going to be awesome.
Oh, my gosh.
We might just look just like this.
I'm going to be water skiing.
Right. I'm going to have a mustache and then have a computer generated take it out for all these episodes.
Well, at that point, it'll be super easy.
Yes.
And they'll just...
You can do that on your phone.
Yeah.
You'll just take a picture of it, and there'll be just like the D mustache button. It'll be right on there.
You know what? That might be
Probably
out
already
in
be
another
out there
year
now.
or two.
Yeah.
That's
Snapchat may already have that
Snapchat
filter. Right. D goatee button. It just takes it right off. Well, of course, we always like to have Todd on the show, and we just missed him.
And here he is.
What a great timing that would have been.
Not Todd.
But Todd and Anna, of course, the owners here at Gods and Monsters, are, they can't be here all the time.
They're allowed to have a night off to date because they are married.
And this close to the holidays, maybe they just need to be a little away for a while. But he spent a full day here, of course, like he always does. But I brought items that I purchased over the summer that I was hoping to show to him to say, hey, what's it worth? We did this last year where I bought stuff at an old antique stores, and he pulled out his giant book and he was like, oh, here, it's worth this much. But these were just things I was going to give to him just to give to him to sell at the store. This was at an old antique store in Dahlonega, Georgia, up in North Georgia. It came out in June of 1977. It says all about Star Trek's fan clubs. It was actually a magazine about fan clubs.
Now, in 1977, had the original series had its run and it was done?
Yes.
By then?
Yes.
Okay.
It was done by then. As a matter of fact, 1977 was the year Star Wars came out, and that's when they said, hey, it's time to bring this franchise back. Let's make a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so that came out. This came out in, it says star date on it. That's funny. Star date 7706. But June of 1977, which was just a month after Star Wars came out. So this was a fan club magazine about Star Trek. Now, it's funny. I mean, there are fan clubs about Star Trek, and there are magazines about Star Trek, but I've never seen a Star Trek fan club magazine that talks about the fan clubs. So it's in very, very good condition. I was just going to give this to Todd because I found it in
Do you suppose that
store.
is what you would get from the fan club after you send in your box tops and your $4.99 and become
true. I bet
part
if I
of
look
the
through
fan
that,
club?
you know what? You might be right. That might be exactly what that is. Oh, I left this mic
You want to
on.
turn that off
Damn it.
to, maybe have less... oh, my goodness. That sounds much
Oh,
better.
there's no difference.
No.
Oh, God. Hello.
That just... listen to all the
Okay.
people here.
Yes. Look at how busy the mall is.
Oh, my
today. God,
goodness.
they're
People are
there's
everywhere.
People everywhere. All right. Now we'll turn it down. You realize we're the only two here in the whole
Whoops.
building. No. The other item that I found was it was from an episode. It's a favorite episode of mine. It's probably considered one of the most favorite episodes from most people, from the City on the Edge of Forever. It's the one where Kirk and Spock and they jump through time, and Joan Collins, and she gets hit by a car. And
Joan Collins
sad
was in
times.
it?
Yes. Let me show you her picture.
Now, this was interesting. I actually saw this at your house. And,
Oh, that's right, you did.
What they did was they
Joan
took
Collins from Dynasty.
Oh, my goodness.
All they did was take stills.
They took video stills.
Video stills, which are pretty clear. They're really good.
And they put the comic bubbles on them.
Right. I guess that would be
That's
film
great.
stills, and they just put the entire script on there now. But another reason for, and I see Gene Roddenberry, of course, gets huge bold letters here, created by Gene Roddenberry.
Mm-hmm.
But the episode itself was written by, forgive me, because I just forgot his name. He passed away this past year.
Oh, rest his soul.
I was hoping, and once again, the poor guy doesn't get the credit
Wham,
that's due to him,
wham.
because his name did
They don't even
not
have his name on there?
on the cover, which he certainly
Oh.
deserved. I know it's going to be on the insides for sure. They also came out with he wrote the script for this episode. Harlan Ellison. He wrote the episode for this, and it would have been like a 3-part episode apparently. And Roddenberry cut it down to 1 episode, and the guy Ellison was never happy with it. So just recently they came out with a comic book version of his original script.
Oh, interesting.
So, but this was one of the more famous episodes They travel through time. And
Did they
then-
used to do that in the older series where they would have two-parters and
No, I don't think they.
serial type things, or was it just?
I don't think the original series ever had a 2-part episode. No.
And it wasn't really serial, serial in the sense that
You
it
could
was a
miss an
series,
episode, right.
but it wasn't like today where all the episodes kind of, not always, but they all kind of line up with
Right.
each other. Like
Yeah, no,
X-Files.
you could miss an episode or two of this and pick right up. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. But yeah, this was I found this also in an antique store, and I was going to give it to Todd to say, what's it worth, or what you can sell it for. I was just going to give that to him, but it said, nah, it was the first novel, so this is a first. It said, how would you
Photo
say
novel.
that? Photo novel number 1, City on the Edge of Forever.
And
created by Gene
those
Roddenberry.
caught on, right? And there's like hundreds of them now, right?
I don't know. I don't know if this is the only one that ever came out. I never
Might
looked it
be.
up. See, if Todd was here, he would have told us. But it's actually just stills from the episode with the little talk bubbles in there.
It's actually really unique and interesting.
It came out. Now, this was an episode from, of course, the original series, so it was in the late 60s. But this book came out in same year as this, 77.
Hey.
So this came out in 77, way after
Boy,
the
they
series.
really jumped on the bandwagon
Right,
once
they
Star
did.
Wars
Once
came
Star Wars
out.
came out,
They were
it's
just
like,
like, holy
whoa, we do a
shit,
sport.
we got a merchandise to sell.
We did a space show. Let's talk about that. But
Hey,
also,
when did they start doing novelizations of films? Because that kind of reminds me of what a novelization would be. I remember when I was a kid, I read the novelization of Poltergeist.
oh really?
Yeah, and it followed the movie really, really closely. And then
Very
there was
visual movie though.
Yeah. There was a little bit of license given though, but I remember that's a thing that kind of happened where if a movie was really popular, they would write a novelization.
Interesting.
I wonder when that started though.
You don't happen to still have that, do you?
Heck no.
Poltergeist. I mean, that's a pretty big deal. I'm hitting refresh on the page here just to see if our picture showed up on the Gods and Monsters page yet.
Well, they were going to dinner, so
Yes.
maybe they're enjoying their dinner.
Oh, but you can do it from the click of your phone these days, right?
Well,
wait a minute.
Oh,
Photos by
hey,
Gods
there
and
we
Monsters.
are.
Yeah, she put it up there.
Hey.
Yeah, look at that. She even
Hey,
she wrote a little
alright.
thing up. Thank you, Anna. From 5 minutes ago on the Gods and Monsters Facebook page. And like the oncoming storm, they return to us. Art and Greg are back for a brand new episode of the Gods and Monsters podcast. And they want to talk to you! 2 exclamation points. Come in and chat these guys up tonight and save an extra 15% off your purchase in either the store or the bar. I think I may
see.
have said and
You
the bar.
did, yeah.
That's bad. That's bad for business. Because
Yeah.
someone could come in there and run up a huge tab and say 15% off.
Indeed.
So, and look at our picture is up
Yeah,
there now.
that's better. Or is better.
So that means anybody. It's not going to matter. I say to you, anybody who's watching right now, because
You
it's not going to work.
lose.
It's not going to work.
Yeah, anybody
Someone's
who's-
going to watch this on YouTube, and they're going to come running down to the store in 3
Like,
days.
"Where's
and they'll
my
be like,
15%?"
Where are they? Oh, they're gone.
Oh.
So anybody that was on the Facebook page, wow, could I just? You know what? Let's do something real
Look at
quick.
that fancy iPhone 10 you
I'm
got
on.
there.
Oh yes, iPhone 10. I'm actually a member of the Gods and Monsters Facebook page.
Me too.
Would I even call myself an administrator? That's a strong word, but yes, I am.
Oh.
Like I could record something right now and
Oh.
say, "Come on down to the store." And
Why
so hit
why
publish,
wouldn't you do something like that?
write something? Come
This is
on
riveting podcasting, by the way.
down. Come on down. dot. Live video.
I'm gonna say,
See, now
there
I'll
we
record-
are.
I'll
now
just
we're
record
live.
10 seconds and say, hang on, I haven't recorded yet.
Oh,
Ready?
okay. Now we go.
You gotta
That's
get a
the
signal.
buffering.
Gotta get a signal. Gotta get a signal.
Buffering.
Gotta get a signal.
Buffering.
Live. Usually we get a countdown. Did I get a countdown?
It's live right there in the
Okay,
corner.
it says it's live right there. Come on down to Gods and Monsters right now, and you can get 15% off your purchase at the bar.
But you have to talk to us.
Or at the register up here. You got to come and sit and talk with us on the show. That's coming up right now. Come on down to Gods and Monsters.
Ding.
Finish. That's good podcast.
Just about to talk about Gods and Monsters, and this is the perfect time for last minute shopping because
That's right.
Toys R Us is no longer. There's no such thing.
That's how long we've been gone. We
Yeah.
haven't done the show in 6 months. Toys R Us disappeared.
And if there is a person in your life who likes toys or games or comics or nerd stuff, pop culture, any of that stuff,
This is the place.
Gods and Monsters has it. And you're probably watching this after Christmas, but here's the bonus part. All those people that you've disappointed because you didn't get them the good stuff, come on down to Gods and Monsters.
Right.
You're going to find something that's going to make them happy and save your marriage, or
wow.
not make your kids run away, stuff like that. You're gonna save your family.
And I can turn this episode around before Christmas, so this will be
you
up.
can.
Well,
okay.
let's get this up this weekend. Yes,
all right.
we changed the spectrum now. We're at 100 megabytes a second, whatever it is
Nice.
now, and I can upload faster. Before
Nice.
it'd take me 24 hours to upload.
All right.
So we'll turn this around quickly, and we'll upload this. So this will come out before Christmas. So
Excellent.
if you want to come down here, I don't know their store hours for the holidays. But I can imagine they'll probably be open Christmas Eve. You think they'll be open Christmas Eve?
They're open now.
Are you open Christmas Eve? You open Christmas Eve?
We're yelling at people, trying to find. Okay, they're probably open till 5 or 6.
He's saying they're open Christmas Eve. We're just letting him know if they want to shop here Christmas Eve. He's checking his phone right now, but I think he was confirming with a head nod. Yes, they'll be open Christmas Eve. This is the place to come. And now we usually do the show inside the doorway here. Mm-hmm. We can't do that now. Why?
Full of stuff.
It's full of merchandise. The whole store has got stuff down the aisles.
Mm-hmm.
And if after spending an hour in this little section here, if you haven't made it over to the bar, treat yourself and get yourself a drink, which we didn't do tonight.
At the Vault 5421. No, I am.
Oh.
No. Hold on. I'm dieting. Actually, is what I'm doing.
That's right. You came over last week.
Yes.
And that's right. You were
I went to Publix in that damn scale.
Oh, don't do the Publix scale. Greg went to Publix last week and stepped on the scale, and it was all whoop. And
the buzzer went off, and it was like, get off. Ding, ding, ding.
Oh,
high score.
So Greg's he's on a plan right now. However, they have plenty of other non-alcoholic drinks as well, and maybe even sports drinks. Yes. No, I don't know.
They're in the, they have balls. They have balls in the little cabinets near the register. Yeah. They have an assortment of other drinks and snacks and beverages.
I'm seeing a lot of activity going around. By the way, the record store is still next door to us. This was the record store that was with Gods and Monsters at the former location. And, hey, albums are hot right now. You didn't jump on the album bandwagon, did you?
I didn't. No. So I have simplified my life rather than gather more stuff.
Right.
So I'm down to just a sound bar and a DVD player, and that's it.
Your jukebox you said you had gotten rid of?
That's in the closet.
That's in the closet, and that was a CD jukebox?
It was.
Okay, so all those CDs are stacked up in a spool somewhere.
300. No, I threw them out.
Ugh.
Well, I threw a lot of them out.
You threw out the ones you knew that you could find on Spotify or iTunes or whatever.
I threw out any ones that I didn't listen to their music in 4 years or 10 years.
What music service do you use? Like if you're in the car.
Well, I have Amazon devices
Amazon Music?
in the house, so I basically rely on that and Pandora.
All right, so Amazon Prime, you're saying you have, so that means you get Amazon. Do you have the Amazon Music app on your phone? Because that's all free music.
I don't.
This is fascinating.
Well, hold on, it's not all free music. They're like there's a lot of songs where I'll ask for, and they're like, this is not part of free Amazon or Amazon Prime or whatever. If you'd like Amazon Music, just say yes, and I'm like, no.
Did you ever, when Amazon first came out 10 plus years ago, did you ever buy CDs through Amazon?
No.
Okay, because I did, and if you're using the exact same email address, it remembers, and you can pull up albums that you bought 10 plus years ago, and you get those for free on
terrific.
Amazon Music. Yeah, true story.
Okay.
True story.
Do you ever listen to that music?
No, I do not.
Okay. CNC Music Factory?
No, not that far back. It's 20 years back. No. I recall seeing a Chris Isaak CD that I purchased from 15 years ago.
All right.
And it just popped right up there. I'll click on Amazon Music, and it'll show me my library of something I bought from 2009 or whatever. And it's like 2008. And it's like, how does it know?
Do you have any smart devices in your home yet?
That's a good conversation we can bring up right now. We just got rid of DirecTV. We are now on the Fire Stick. Mm-hmm. We have Alexa.
Okay.
And we use. I love Apple iTunes. We have the family plan.
So you have Apple Music?
Yes.
Okay.
Apple iTunes. Apple Music. Yeah, Apple Music.
So you pay a subscription?
Yes, we pay a subscription
Apple
fee
Music. Okay.
For I forget what it is a month, but the whole family's on.
Yeah.
It. So that's every song in the world.
Very good.
Much, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. And the Beatles.
Right, and the Beatles. And but the thing is, I almost don't need iTunes or Apple Music because of all the stuff I do get with Amazon Music.
You know what's interesting is a lot of times I will be asking Alexa to play something, or before I start to ask her to play something, and I can't think of anything.
You can't think of it?
I can't think of a song to listen to. There's something wrong in my brain where I'm just like, Alexa, play... And then nothing. Just nothing.
I cannot find.
So I'll end up listening to the same 8 songs that I always listening to, and that's my life.
Yeah, when 9 Inch Nails' The Downward Spiral was re-released for its anniversary, and it was re-released on a CD on one side and then Super Audio CD surround sound on the other. I bought it on Amazon 10 plus years ago, and
Very
it remembers that, so it's available for me for free listening. Not that it's free because I did purchase it.
I own one high-def DVD or CD. I think it's on the... I can't remember what the format is. It's there were 2 competing formats. There was
Super Audio CD, which was Sony.
SACD, and then there was the other one. I can't remember what the other one was, but I have that one. I have it's in DTS, and it sounds fantastic. It's Sheryl Crow,
and it will play. You have a regular. It can't play on a CD player. It has to play
plays
on
a
DVD
player.
Or
Yeah,
Blu-ray,
yeah.
yes.
And it sounds fantastic. And I'm really disappointed that music form factor never really caught on like it should have, because
dual disc.
Oh my gosh, listening to a remastered CD audio that's designed to play in all of your speakers and the separation, it sounds great.
When With Teeth came out from 9 Inch Nails, it was CD on one side and DVD audio on the other side.
Yeah.
So I did purchase that one as well. So you
That
put
must
that
have
in
been
the
a
DVD player,
DVD audio.
and that's all surround sound. Yeah, DVD audio, is that what it was?
Yeah, DVD-A.
And then Super Audio CD. Maybe these 2 girls, maybe they saw the Facebook page and they're going to come and talk to us. And
they're
no, they're
just
not. Hello,
walking.
welcome
Just
to
keep
the
on
show.
walking. That's what
Didn't
it is. Yeah.
even
No
take a
15% off drinks for you.
She partially smiled, but she
Yeah.
kept walking at the same
That was
steady
the. You know
pace.
what? That was the polite.
Right.
That was the polite thing to do.
Right. I just have this look
Where'd
about
they,
me.
they went into that closed thing over there.
I just have a look about me that girls don't want to.
Is that what is it? What is that down there? Is that a restaurant yet? Again?
It's hard to see. I see plants out front.
There's curtains, but I can't. Yeah, there's plants. Those are not real plants.
I like it though that there's things going on here. Last time we were here, this restaurant was closed, wasn't it, or about to reopen?
It had reopened.
Yes.
And they're still here, which is good. That's Pepe's Cantina.
Yep.
A lot of times they're pumping out Mexican music out into the atrium.
Not as loud, thankfully.
Not today.
Thankfully for us, no, because YouTube would just shut this whole episode down and it would never, ever air.
No.
So other things that are going on in the world right now for Greg Moan, of course.
What about?
You've got the models and movies, yes.
I do.
You've taken a little break on the car thing.
It's done. Yep.
The car thing is done because you're moving on. You do,
But
do a project, you move on to another project.
I'm going to concentrate on the models and movies. I'm going to do another one before the first of the year.
Okay.
I have one in the bank right now. I need to edit it and get
Perhaps
that one out.
Christmas special. Okay.
Yep. I keep forgetting to do specific holiday episodes, but whatever. We'll get there one day.
I know something else at Greg Moan that happened since the last time we've been on the show. You were
I
on
got a
Fox
haircut.
35.
Oh, I was on Fox 35.
Greg was on Fox 35. I get a text one day.
Yeah.
And my friend David Martin says.
Who has been on this show before.
Yes, he was on one of my birthday shows, and he was here for the grand opening at the original location.
He is a delight.
Yes. And he sends me a text one day, and he's like, hey, what's Greg Moan's phone number or webpage, whatever? I'm looking for somebody who can tell us about shooting photos on your phone on the cheap. So, and I kind of didn't hear about it again after I gave him the info, and all of a sudden, bam, one day, there's Greg at the Fox 35 studios shooting photos and giving very important and helpful tips to people.
Yeah, it was a fun little segment, and he just wanted me to come on there and kind of explain to people how you can take better photos with any camera, and more specifically, the camera that everybody's got in their pocket, which is their cell phone.
Yep, and I'm going to put a link to that down at the bottom of this YouTube. I don't usually normally like to do that because I don't like to put in that extra work, but this was a good clip. So at the bottom of this YouTube clip, look for the link for Greg. It'll probably just link you to David Martin's Fox 35 Facebook page, because he always puts all his segments up there. And it was just a great segment. Greg got to go to the studio. You got to see is that the first time you'd ever been in the building?
It was. I was taken aback. That was a really, really cool studio.
There's two
very
big
neat.
studios there. There's the large, there's the regular size one, and then the super large one. You were in the super large one.
Oh, was I? Okay.
And they've got the monitor walls and the lighting and stuff, and you got a short cord there.
Yeah, you're stepping all over me. I'm just gonna. Here we go. Okay, we're good.
But it was cool to see you in that segment.
What blew my mind was the control room, which it looked like an aquarium, because it's this rounded room, and there's glass all the way up, and there's just 1,000 lights and monitors everywhere, and I think robots run that place because nobody was in there doing anything.
Well, actually, a lot of it does. Yeah,
robots.
It was
weird.
Robots tell you when the news starts and when it stops and when to go to commercial, and the cameras are all robotic. You know,
Yeah, I saw a camera running around in there. That was cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, look for that Greg Moan segment right at the bottom of this YouTube episode, where Greg is giving you helpful tips.
Yeah,
learn how to take good photos.
Learn how to take better pictures
on the cheap. Usually just your phone. You were talking about angles and up and down, and it was very good. Did you bring somebody with you that day?
I did. I brought a model. He asked me if I could bring somebody to kind of demonstrate what we were doing and the tips, and to show kind of like the before and after of why you want to do these things. And Mackenzie, not a friend of mine, but a model that I had shot once before, she was kind enough to come all the way out from Rockledge, I think it was, East Coast. And we did a little thing, and it was great.
Did she ever see the finished product?
She did, yeah.
Good. I hope she put the link up there on her page.
What's funny is she told, so a friend saw the segment and told her, and then she told me, and I was like, oh, I didn't know it was. I didn't know
when it was coming.
I didn't know. But then David showed me the link on his web and on his Facebook page, and I got to see it. It was great.
Excellent. So look at that. Greg and I kind of switched places. I'm no longer at Fox, and suddenly Greg just shows up at Fox one day. It was bizarre. It was bizarre to watch it, like see you in that location after all those years of me working there, and suddenly you were there, and you were walking around in the studio and stuff. And so that was pretty cool.
Thanks.
So we sit here and we wait for the first person to come by and say, I'm coming by the store. Now, we should see if there's any comments been made yet on the photo.
And we have to say that if nobody does come by, there's
the money rolls over to the next episode. No, that's not how that works.
No, I'm already making excuses that, it's getting very, very late in the season and people are out, shopping and stuff like that. They may not just be on their phones and stuff like that.
True.
Specifically on Facebook doing stuff. And it is a Friday night.
True.
Everybody seems like they're off of school.
I'm just wondering if I recorded audio. This is us on Facebook. This is good. Once again, this is good podcasting.
This is podcast inception.
Usually we get a countdown. Did I get a countdown?
Oh my gosh, the whole thing.
An idiot.
The whole thing is on that.
Right now, you can get 15% off your purchase. Okay,
there
so
it
good.
is.
I did record audio.
It worked.
I see people have put little hearts up.
Oh, that's
that
good.
Said like heart. I've seen it.
Hey,
there's a thumbs up. There's a heart. But come on down. That's 15% off.
I'm saying
you could get. Oh, my wife gave a heart. That doesn't count, right? I mean, it counts to me. But 18 people have viewed the video in the short amount of time it's been up there. So come on down there.
That's good.
Sit down and do a little interview with us. Tell us about your.
We got to give them a little time to get here.
Right. You got to take a little. Yeah, they're flying here like it's an episode of the movie Cannonball Run. They're all just running it to the finish line.
Where is Gods and Monsters located?
They are located on International Drive in the plaza called.
We'll get it one day.
Oh no! I used to have it on the crawl. You know what? I'll think of it.
It's between the Burger King and the where's the roller skate one? They come out in the roller skates. What restaurant is that? What fast food?
Oh, it's Sonic.
Sonic, right between the Burger King and the Sonic.
I've unfortunately got the old business cards with the old address on them, but I need to finish these up so I can make some new ones again. I like making business cards. Have you ever made business cards? They're fun.
One time.
It's fun to do because you get like a whole 100 of them for like $10 or something, and it's like you'll never use all of them. And I didn't use them in time fast enough.
Oh, I thought you meant like buy the little perforated sheets and print them out on your own printer.
No.
Okay.
Using the what's the company that does
I did
Vistaprint?
Moo. You're supposed to go to Moo.
Moo.
Moo is the good one. Moo is the.
I don't know what Moo is. What's Moo?
They're expensive, but they're good.
I can't remember.
I have some Moo cards.
My card. Look, I even have their app on my phone.
Hey, look at that.
So it shows the cards that I've purchased on. There's the Fort Wilderness one that I made, and then it kept my old one.
That's something you could talk about really quickly. Your other podcast adventure.
The one that I do with my daughters, the Fort Wilderness podcast out at the campgrounds out at Disney World. We love to go out there. We talk to people, and they tell us about their campers and where they're from and why they like to camp there.
You got to get better lighting for that, man.
For that episode?
For all the episodes, you got to figure out where the sun is and.
Oh, well,
not put your camera shooting into it.
The last few I've done have been 100 degrees out there.
Oh, okay.
But no, the most recent one was the Halloween episode where we went out there and did trick-or-treating. We spent the night out there at a campsite. It was so much fun. But yeah, that's called the Fort Wilderness Podcast, and you can find that on youtube.com/. the Fork Wilderness Podcast.
Do people like live out there, or is it just like vacation people?
Months at
or?
a time, yeah. The people who have the huge Winnebagos,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
live out there months at a time. I mean, if they can
I wonder if they
afford a
decorate.
$500,000 Winnebago.
I bet you they decorate, right?
Yeah, it's all about decorating for Halloween, for Christmas,
That'd be a fun
Thanksgiving even. Yeah, it's covered in lights right now.
Be
for
kind of a fun
for
place to
Christmas.
go for just to see lights.
Yeah. Oh, I'm seeing people walk in the building now. There's people walking in,
Somebody brought a princess dress. What is that?
and
What
perhaps
is
they
going
saw us on the Facebook page and said, "You know what? They're still doing the show.
Yeah,
Let's."
let's go drink.
I'm just waiting for somebody to walk up and say, "Hey, I saw you guys on Facebook. I'm gonna come and talk to you." And we got nothing. Okay,
What's
sorry. All right, we tried.
what's
There's
going-
definitely costumes.
Something's happening.
Which is good to see. There's other events going on here at the.
Well, I'm going to make up a story. I'm going to make up a story that the two women that came in earlier, those are belly dancers. And
Okay.
they are bringing, that's the costumers right there. They're bringing the belly dancer costumes. They're going to have a special event at this restaurant place over here. Nope, they're leaving out the back door. They're lost. They don't know where they're going.
That might not be far off. I mean,
Because that's,
okay. Now they're lost. They're coming back. They're
yeah.
working their way back.
Because there's no signage on that new restaurant place.
Oh.
I think that's what it is. They're...
All right. So anyway,
what is happening with the Star Wars universe?
Oh, I'm so glad you brought this up because I was listening to episode 150 of Gods and Monsters. YouTube.com/Gods and Monsters Show.
Yes.
No, Gods Monsters Show.
Shameless
no, it's
self-promotion.
YouTube.com/Gods.
You'll find it eventually. Just
Monster Show.
Put all the words in.
And on the old episode, we were discussing how the Solo movie.
How to fix it? Oh.
The Solo movie did not do so well.
It did
and
not.
That was right around that time. And Greg Moan said on the show, I bet we're going to hear from Disney and the Star Wars people, and they're going to pull back on some of these movies coming out every year. And sure enough, you were right. They announced
Nailed it.
the Boba Fett movie is now on hold. If there's an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie on, that is also on hold. Everything is being pulled back. But you had just said because it only made a certain amount of hundreds of millions of dollars.
Right.
And The Last Jedi was getting on the reviews that you said they're going to pull back from doing this. Every movie comes out every year at Christmas time, and that's exactly what happened. More costumes are coming in the front door here.
It's
And,
just it's a situation where it was an oversaturation of
Yes.
the product.
Yes.
And Marvel can do that because they are so different. You know, they
Yes.
can put out a who's the Archer? Who's the
It's the God's Monster Podcast. Hello,
who's the Jeremy whatever character?
Jeremy Renner.
Yeah,
Hawkeye.
They
Yes.
could put out a Hawkeye movie and it would still make $500 million because, you know, it's going to be so very different than the Avengers. But then they're going to put out another Avenger movies. It's going to make $1 billion too.
I saw Hawkeye in the new trailer for the Infinity Endgame trailer. Have you seen the
I have
Infinity
not.
Endgame trailer?
I'm not
He's
going
just-
to.
He's just briefly in it, so
Yeah.
that means he didn't die. Of
Okay.
all the people who did disintegrate.
Stop! I haven't even I haven't watched Infinity War yet.
What the hell's wrong with you?
I'm waiting for the 24th. That's when it makes its way
Oh,
to
it's not out on Blu-ray yet, or-
Netflix.
Oh, you're not even gonna. Wow.
I'm not paying for that movie. I'm going to watch it on Netflix, and it comes out on the 24th of this month,
Okay.
and then I will watch it.
He wasn't even in that movie.
Okay.
So that was well, there was no room for him because there were like 50 people in that movie. There was just no room for him. Thanos had a good thing going there about, cutting the universe in half. I mean, there's
what the-
just there.
Stop!
I'm just saying that's
I don't
his plan.
know anything.
That's
okay.
his plan. That's all
I
you don't
haven't
know.
even seen a trailer for Infinity War.
Wow.
Well,
Now, those of you watching this right now, are you saying to yourself, is this episode a year old?
Who
No.
is this person?
This is 2018 December. Greg just has not seen the movie yet.
I don't go to very many movies in the theater, and one of the reasons for that is because I just can't stand being in a crowd of people who screw up my movie
Right.
viewing experience. So I tend to only go to a couple a year, and I'll wait until week 3 or whatever. And
All right. We're at the end of 2018. What were the couple you did see in theaters this year?
I don't remember.
Oh, God. There was no Star Wars movie this year.
I know I went to 2 films this year,
Solo
and
was.
I don't. Oh, I definitely went. I went to the.
Blade Runner?
No,
Solo?
no, I can't
I know it's
remember.
not Infinity or Ant-Man Wasp?
Damn it! No, I didn't. Oh, I didn't see that one yet. So
What are your qualifications to be on this podcast? My God.
the movies are gonna. The movies. Oh, okay. So I went and saw Ready Player One.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
So I go to movies that are events, like things that which I determine is going to be important for me to see in the theater experience. And I knew that being a Steven Spielberg movie, it's going to be heavy on special effects.
Yep.
And it was supposed to be an immersive VR world.
Yes.
I decided that's something I needed to see on the biggest screen I could, maybe in 3D if it's possible, and I did.
Worth it to see in the theater just for the shining scenes.
Oh my God, yeah, that was the best kept secret
Wow, very true. Yeah. Maybe it's because any announcement of The Shining wasn't in the original book.
Correct.
So that was a pleasant surprise.
Yes.
For anybody who saw it in the theater. Anybody, age 20 or younger, though, have no idea what The Shining is and didn't appreciate it. But if you were sitting in the theater with your dad, he loved the hell out of it.
There was plenty of stuff in there for the 20-sums and the under 20s to enjoy. I mean, so many references of everything.
A lot of pausing that if you get it on DVD, just for all the things that you just look at that. Oh, there's that character from that, and the big epic fight scene. It's like, oh, look, that person's fighting that person, and that's cool stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the sun has set here.
It's getting colder.
And now we're just waiting for just one person to say, I saw you on Facebook this evening. I've come to sit and get my 15% off.
I'm going to go into my car, put a hat on, come back in a different shirt, and I'm going to sit down. And I'm going to get 15% off my bill.
Oh, I'm going to sit here and grow a Forrest Gump beard if we just run across the country waiting for somebody to come and visit with us. Other movies, of course, that are coming out. Aquaman is coming out this week. Mary Poppins came out just a couple of days ago. I'm trying to think of what other real big movies that are coming out for Christmas. Mary Poppins is a sequel, not a remake in any way.
Do you want to talk about the biggest flop of the year?
The biggest flop of the year, I'm going to let me guess.
It just came out.
It just came out this week?
Yeah.
It's already the biggest flop of the year?
They're saying. Yeah, they're saying.
All right, I have to think about that for a second. Any big name stars in it?
No, and I think that was the downfall.
Okay, I remember seeing a trailer for something where it's like, wow, they look like they spent $100 million on this movie, but there's not one famous person in it. What was the name of it? I don't remember.
I can't remember at the time either, but it's that one where the cities are like, it's after the apocalypse, and the cities are like driving on the countryside.
Yes.
Yeah, they screwed that one up bad.
How do they not know that? That they got to have a big name star. They got to promote better. Is it they spent all the money and they're like, we can't promote this.
I think
we'll make our money overseas.
I think we're going to reach a point where the only things that are going to make money are those that are attached to giant properties anymore. Pixar, Disney, Marvel, and unfortunately those are all the same company.
You're right.
And
somebody put
LucasArts.
Somebody put a picture up on Facebook. Oh, I know something that's happened in the last 6 months. Stan Lee passed away. Somebody put up a picture on Facebook the other day, and it was a picture of Walt Disney. It was a picture of Stan Lee, and it was a picture of George Lucas. And the question was, which one of these three was more influential in your lifetime? And it's like, well, the dead guy over here owns the other two guys now. So I have to say Walt Disney is going to win that one, right? But here comes a fella. Maybe he's going to walk in. He saw us.
I don't know, though. I mean, you have to take that on its own merit of not today. How does that work out? But growing up.
It's just funny, though, when you look at the three pictures, it's like, well, Walt Disney owns everything that Lucas has, and Stan Lee owns all of his stuff, too. No, he walked right by us. I thought it'd be another person that was going to be on the show.
Maybe we're not being conspicuous enough. Maybe they don't know what's going on here.
Maybe we need more lights and blinking stuff around.
Do you have
us.
the Gods and Monsters tablecloth on, or is this
you
just
know what?
black?
I thought I had asked him, can you grab me the tablecloth? He was like, yeah, sure. And I'd set it all up, and I was like, oh wait, this doesn't say Gods and Monsters on it. So he grabbed it thinking it was the right one. Not his fault. Not his fault. All right, let's go back and look for an update. Anna sent a sticker. Don't send me a sticker. Send me a customer.
Oh, it's the thing behind me taken off.
Yeah, by the way, these aren't the only 3 arcade games here anymore. There's 2 pinball machine games.
Well, they have 2 now?
2 pinball machines. There's
what do they have? They have
Star Wars.
They have
one,
the Star Wars and what else?
And there's another one next to it. I didn't see it.
Is it Earthshaker?
I didn't see it, but so there's there. Plus we've got arcade games on the other side of me to your left. If you're the audience, your left, behind us. And then in the bar, there's also tabletop arcade games in there as well.
Are there? Because I thought I saw a bar.
When you first walk in to the right, there's like a place to play.
Did you just look now?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's one there near the TV sets.
I thought I had seen recent pictures of Vault 5421, and I thought they had a table back there.
Oh, so I'm just checking the page again. Come on now. Somebody watch this video and come check us out.
Come on down.
What is with all the suitcases and the people coming in here?
this is a drop-off pickup spot
for the tour buses. Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't think they would be this late, but then again, it's not that late.
It's
only
not that
after
late. It's 6:15, 6:20.
Yep. No. Okay, we got people walking in. Hi. How are you?
Welcome.
Welcome.
What else is happening in the world of
what else is going
pop culture and toys and games and
I'm trying to think what is the big Christmas item this year?
I don't have children, so
I'm not feeling it though. But even if you did or didn't, there's usually
Amazon gift card.
What's the Tickle Me Elmo of 2018? I don't know what that is anymore. So whatever it is, it's not going to be under our tree.
You know what it is? I think it's a situation where that shopping experience of waiting in line and hoping to get lucky and stuff like that doesn't exist anymore.
No, Amazon has taken that
not
away
with
from
drop shipment and just the and eBay and all that stuff.
Yep.
If you want something, you can have it. You might have to sometimes pay a little bit more for it, or a lot more, but you can have it. There is no more such thing as Jingle All the Way or whatever that.
Yeah, you're right. The Schwarzenegger movie.
That was Schwarzenegger movie.
Yep.
Yeah, there's just none of that anymore, and that's probably the big reason why Toys R Us is no longer.
Yeah, we sort of experienced a small part of that at our Star Wars live show we did when we looked behind us and there weren't 1,000 people in line behind us because you just bought your tickets online and reserved seating.
Yeah,
it's not an issue anymore.
The whole retail market, gosh, I forgot the word I was thinking of. The whole retail experience has changed, and now Sears is gone.
Yeah,
right?
Sears is pretty close to gone. It's somehow still at the Oviedo Mall. But it's out at the
Oviedo
Altamont
Mall, where dead things live.
It's amazing. Sears is gone at the Altamont Mall.
Yeah,
and Macy's is gone.
I was just
there.
I was just there yesterday. I didn't even notice that they were.
It's
gone.
walled off. Like that whole section is just like walled off. On both floors. It's like they're pretending like nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
Must not have gone down that leg or something.
Sears can say that Amazon contributed to their demise, amongst other things.
No. Sears is responsible for their own demise.
Yes, improperly managed.
Yeah. But did you know that you used to be able to buy a house from Sears?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Buy an air conditioning for my house or a lawnmower for my house, but a house?
Back in the 30s, I think it was. You could actually order a house, and they would drop ship you everything you needed and drop it off to you.
To build it?
Yeah. And then you put it together.
Interesting.
I believe they sold several models of car at one time.
I wonder what the deliveries must have been like to have a house delivered to you in pieces.
I don't know.
You said this was in the 30s?
Yeah, you'd have to. I mean, you might have to look it up to correct me, but I watched a thing of the history of the Sears Roebuck company, and it was two guys. Peter Sears and Joe Roebuck or whatever. Yeah. No, those aren't the real names, but it was two guys, and I believe it was Roebuck started it, and then Sears came in, and then whatever. So yeah, it's since 1890 something. I don't know. It was ridiculous, but they were they were at one time responsible for, I think it was somewhere between 17 or maybe it was 27% of all sales of everything in the country.
And this is for people who wanted to build their own house, you're saying?
No, this is just for all sales of all things.
Oh, okay. But I'm referring back to what you were saying about building a house and buying the materials for it.
Yeah, I guess because back then in the very early turn of the century, right. I mean, you could just build a house on your land.
There's no code.
No,
there's nobody from the city with a clipboard. It was just like,
there was no OSHA.
It's your land. Do whatever you like.
If you want to hire some 7-year-olds to help you out, go ahead.
Build a swimming pool? Fine. Just dig a hole.
Dig a hole, pour some water in it.
Fine with
Wait for it to rain.
Wait for it to rain. Just make sure you remove the bodies from
That's
the
right.
tombstones.
The caskets will pop up.
I brought that back to Poltergeist again.
Thank you very much. Don't watch the remake. It was awful.
Okay, here comes two people in here. Now, I'm thinking
they
were on Facebook. They know
They look
about
like
us.
the type.
I mean, all these people, there are actually a lot of people here with suitcases because this is where the shuttle service comes from some of the tourist buses. So they're all visited for the day, one place or another, and now they're all gathering here. I wish they'd go into Gods and Monsters.
Why wouldn't you go into? I mean, is there not enough stuff on? Oh, you know what it is? There's not enough stuff on the outside to look in. Like these video games are blocking the big windows.
Yeah, that's true.
And they need to get those out of there.
They used to have the games over
Yeah.
here, but maybe they
What's this about? You know?
yeah, maybe the space isn't theirs anymore. I know something else that's coming out this holiday season is
What
the
you got?
Deadpool Christmas thing. Do you know anything about that?
I
know it's
never.
PG.
I never watched Deadpool 2.
Oh, neither have I. Sorry.
Yeah.
I love the first one though.
Yeah, I don't want the first one tainted by a bad sequel.
But I heard it was good though, didn't you? Did you not hear? Did you hear bad things about Deadpool 2?
No, not really bad things. Oh, okay. So something that is coming out is Vice, which that comes out on Christmas Day, I believe.
Oh boy, the
And that's already nominated for Golden Globes.
Batman. Batman's in Vice.
What?
Christian Bale.
Oh yes.
Yes.
At a big fat. What's his name?
Vice
Vice President Dick Cheney. Yeah.
Yes, he's playing Dick Cheney, and man, he looks good. And
Yeah,
then
he does.
is it who's playing W? Is that Sam Rockwell?
That is Sam
Yes,
Rockwell, who's
Sam Rockwell.
looking really like a young W
yeah,
as well.
very well done with the
The only
casting.
thing that doesn't work is
Kristen Wiig as Cheetah. She's
not
in this
her.
movie too.
No,
Oh, God.
no. Who's Michael Scott?
Michael Scott from The Office.
He's
yeah.
playing Donald Rumsfeld.
Yeah,
He
I
doesn't
haven't
quite look
I
like
haven't
him.
seen him in any of the trailers, so maybe I didn't catch that he was in that.
I liked him a lot in The Big Short, but I just don't buy him as
Have you seen his trailer for that movie? He's in the city of Maureen.
I'm
Based on a true story?
Really worried about that movie. I feel like it's going to make $9 million and then that's it. And I think a lot of it has to do with,
It's just it looks like a sad movie, or
as Robert Downey Jr. once said, "Don't go full retard."
Oh, okay. He went full on based on the life of the true story of this.
No,
fella.
I feel like in the real life, in the character that he's playing, he plays him a little too slow. Just the impression that I get in the trailer. Now, agreed. I mean, it's probably the real story. He was beaten badly, and maybe he had some brain damage or whatever. But I just feel like it's uncomfortable for me to watch that character. So hopefully the made up stuff and the special effects are great. I mean,
it looks it's going to get the art direction and
really,
the
really
cinematography and nominations for sure.
I just wonder how much of that is in the movie because they're really showing a lot of it in the trailer. And I'm wondering,
get people hooked.
Yeah, I'm wondering how much of that is actually in the movie and how much you have to wait for in the actual film to get to that stuff.
Interesting point.
Because that's been done before, where they show a lot of the cool part of the movie in the trailer, and then you're sitting bored for 45 minutes waiting for the cool part.
Of course, you said Michael Scott. I knew exactly who you meant, but for the life of me, I'm drawing a blank on his actual name. Steve Carell is in. He just hosted Saturday Night Live a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And other cast members from The Office popped up.
Oh,
in
I didn't
the
know
opening monologue. Jenna Fisher popped up, and they were all like, "Hey, we should get The Office back together." And then the other one who was in the Hangover movies. The one who was in all three Hangover movies.
Oh, Andy.
Andy popped up in it as well. He's like, yeah, we should get The Office back together. He's like, we should all do that. So you'll stop making all those sad movies. Because it's true that he's been in this. The Maureen movie is sad. The movie about his son passing away in the war.
Did that come and go?
That came and went already. And Lawrence Fishburne was in it. That was like a sad movie. And then he was in another movie where like a meteor was going to hit the earth and kill us all a few years ago.
We're looking for a friend for the end of the year.
Another sad movie. Yeah. So I love that they threw that line in on Saturday Night Live. It's like, you can stop making all those sad movies. Because that seems to be all he's doing is making... Oh, and then the movie where he played the wrestler, the real life... the wrestling coach.
Oh my gosh, I don't know anything about that one.
Michael Scott. You'll know it when I say it because he was nominated for an Oscar.
Scott's Tots?
No.
Oh.
What did you say his name was again? Michael Scott's real name?
Steve Carell.
Steve Carell was nominated for Best Actor for the movie where he played the wrestling coach just 2 years ago.
Huh.
He was nominated for Best Actor. He didn't win, but it was based on the true story of the wrestling coach who shot and killed another wrestler.
Oh my God!
No, you know this movie.
I haven't heard anything about it. No,
Yes, you have.
Oh, but I will tell you the thing that's gonna blow your brain out of your face is I just watched Shawshank Redemption
For the first time?
Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Right?
Okay, did you see it on TV or you watched it?
I saw it on Netflix or
Okay,
Hulu
it wasn't
or
like
whatever.
on TNT.
No. I saw the
commercials.
real version of it. Yeah.
Okay, and what did you think?
It was a good movie.
See, that's the problem though, because
No,
it's been hyped.
Fantastic. No, it lived up to it. It was great.
Okay.
That's how you make a film.
That's how you make a prison movie, and that's how
that's how you make a film.
Yeah.
I mean, it took me a long time, and I kind of even knew some things about the film, but it took me a long time to realize. Okay. Now I see where I know. Okay, but it was only minutes before the ending where I kind of where I figured it out.
Okay, so yeah, you were surprised at the ending. I mean, not the ending, but you were surprised about the escape and all that stuff.
I was surprised it took me that long to put it all together from little pieces that I've had in the past. Where that's almost a meme where you lift up the poster and there's a hole.
Right.
And for a while I was like, how is that even going to work? Because the poster's on the wrong side of the cell. That's the next cell over there. So I don't understand how that's going to work.
Fortunately, he got a corner spot.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the movie was called Foxcatcher.
No,
and
don't know anything about it.
He played the wrestling coach, and then what's his name from Magic Mike played one of the wrestlers, and then the Incredible Hulk was the other wrestling coach.
I'll tell you what's good though is I don't know if you've seen I, Tonya.
No, I didn't.
The
but
Tonya Harding story.
Yes,
that's a great movie.
That's sad on my part that I haven't seen that because it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean the way it was filmed is great. Margot Robbie. She's quite a chameleon.
Yeah. She's in the new Queen movie.
Yeah.
I've seen the trailer for that a lot because I'm catching up on something else. Remind me of that in a second. But I see that trailer a lot for the Queen. I forgot the name of the movie.
Whatever it is, yeah.
But the trailer plays constantly on Hulu because I'm finally watching The Handmaid's Tale. Have you watched that?
Is that with Peggy in it?
Yes, with Peggy in it.
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
right.
I've watched most of the first season. I think
you have? Okay,
just kind of gave up on it.
I'm in the middle of the first season right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? You gave up? You gave up on The Handmaid's Tale?
You know what? All it really has going for it is kind of good art direction and good cinematography. I don't really dig the story or the acting. I can't get into it.
I like to see the flashbacks that they're showing to explain how the hell this could have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly it's just like, my bank account's frozen. I've just been fired from my job. And it's like, wow, bad times in the world. And suddenly like, now I have to be the one who gives birth to all these kids.
In some ways, it's creepy that, you would look at that stuff and say, how could that possibly happen? And then there's real world things happening right now where you're just like,
this isn't far off.
How could this be happening?
Right.
How have we allowed this to go on this long?
There's been a few SNLs. I think one SNL skit this year where they spoofed Handmaid's Tale with what's going on in the real world, and it probably wasn't that far off.
It's just one of the it's the frog in the pot thing.
Yeah.
Where you can't do it quickly or else everybody realizes it. But once you get to that point where it's almost too late, then you're like, oh, all that stuff that was happening, at any point we could have stopped it, and we didn't.
So I, speaking of Handmaid's Tale, we did the whole Hulu Plus, got rid of DirecTV. I feel like I was the last person in the world to have cable that I know.
Yes, you were.
And got the Fire TV, the Fire Stick on the different TVs and the Alexa. But so
those
now
it's cheap, right? They're like $30 for a Fire Stick.
You know what? It was a gift, so I don't know.
Oh,
okay. But my wife got two of them, one for the bedroom, one for the main room.
I think they're very inexpensive.
But I love to just push the button and it's just turn on TV. TV comes on, turn on Hulu or turn on Netflix or play my music, or it's great. So I've never had the paid version of Hulu before. So now I'm getting to see Handmaid's Tale because that's never been an option because it's always been that was a Hulu exclusive show.
Oh, the paid version of Hulu as
Plus.
if there was
Hulu Plus with live.
A free version of Hulu?
Wasn't it? Remember when Hulu first came out?
No.
And it was free. Shows were free and stuff. Then you had to start paying for it years ago.
I always had it paid.
So it's called Hulu Live, so that you can also get your 4 or 5 major networks, and you can get live programming as well. Maybe these people saw us on Facebook with their families. No, they didn't. So now we've got of course, we've always had the Netflix. Now we've got the Hulu. Have you ever heard of Pluto? Pluto.tv.
No.
It's just a free thing. You can have it on your phone or you can have it on your computers. It's just free TV. You get like CBS News, NBC News, the Weather Channel, NASA Channel,
you actually
the
get
Buzzer
news?
Channel, the Game Show Channel.
Is it live news?
Yes, it's live.
Huh.
I pipe it in through the school. I have this one laptop that's hooked up to a box, and it goes through the whole school. And I'll do like the NASA channel there when the rocket launch went off.
I've got a question.
Recently, yes.
So online, if you go on the internet and you go to Live News On, they have CNN and Fox News and MSNBC and a couple other channels, and it's just live. It's a live feed. Is that couldn't possibly be legal, could it?
You got to
I mean,
Good
I've been
point
watching it.
there,
I've been
because-
watching it for over a year, and it's just a live feed of these channels. I don't understand how that
Somebody
works.
must be paying for it somewhere, right?
I hope they are,
and then
because
the commercials.
they do show the commercials just as if they were showing the actual feed coming from New York or wherever, Fox News comes from.
Yep.
The depths of hell, I guess. Is that where they produce Fox News?
So this is Pluto, Pluto.tv, and it's just all the different channels that just pop up there. It's not CBS. It's just something called CBS News.
Tell us in the comments what kind of how you get your entertainment. Like,
Very, very good question.
Do you still have cable? Do you have one of those fancy antennas that?
The digital antenna
yeah.
that gives you free TV. Yeah.
Or are you just Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, and I don't know, Crackle?
Yeah, Crackle is also a big one as well. But my concern was like, but all my shows that I tape and stuff. But so far, I'm okay with it, except that I've lost. When I had DirecTV, we also had AT&T on our phone, and I had free HBO. I was like, yay, Game of Thrones and Barry, and it's like,
No more.
I've lost all those things now. And AMC, like I don't get Walking Dead or Better Call
that just
Saul.
sucks. Anyway, you know what's interesting? Once I got my super smart TV,
Yes.
I have not turned my Apple TV on.
Really?
In a couple of weeks, yeah.
There's been no need for it. You're not missing it.
I had to turn it on to watch some videos that I had on my iTunes.
Okay.
But other than that,
Interesting.
remember how when you would have Netflix, if you would have like a Netflix app on a couple of different, maybe you don't know this, but like I had Netflix on my DVD player, I had it on my TV, and I had it on Apple
on my
TV.
PlayStation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they would all be vastly different experiences. Like the interface would be all wrong.
Yes,
and
you're right.
Finding shows would be completely impossible on one platform, but super easy on the other. And you're just like, okay, well, forget. I'm just gonna. Oh, you dropped your scarf. You dropped your scarf.
Wait, come back. Come back. You
Scarf.
lost the scarf. Go Italia. I think that's green, red, and white. That's Italian, right? The scarf?
Sure. Red and yellow. Danger
green.
Fellow.
No.
Red
it
touches
doesn't
black.
bite.
Happy Jack.
Here's one of the things on Pluto.tv. I'm watching Match Game from
Hey,
1973.
Match Game 73.
Now available on Pluto.tv. Look at that, for free on my phone or on your computer.
Gene, I'm gonna have to say pussy.
Great scene from Private Parts. I just watched that movie again a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but I think my point is now that things have gotten so mature, I am not noticing any better interface on one item than the other, because Apple TV used to be like the best you could
Yes.
get, like just the interface of how to find stuff and use stuff. And now I'm like,
What
you know
happened?
The TV is just fine. TV's great. Which I appreciate, because I don't want to have to choose to watch Netflix on one thing and Hulu on a different thing, and I don't know, Pandora through my DVD player, because screw
Yeah.
that.
How many years has it been since you cut the cord, as the kids say?
8 years since I've had cable
8
TV.
years since you've had cable. I've just lost it this week, and we did the switch to Hulu.
Well, look, when you have a family, it's a lot more difficult to make those decisions, because you have young kids and they need whatever they need.
They need their
you're
Teen Titans Go
Yeah,
and their
you're
Gumball, and
You're always going to have those situations where there's like things that they'll tell you they can't live without,
Right.
and it's only available through cable or whatever.
Right. They'll adapt.
And that means you had a cable box that was a DVR as well?
Yes, DirecTV, cable box, DVR, hundreds and hundreds of hours on it. Like we just recently, last 3 months, said let's start watching King of the Hill. The kids would love that. We've got 120 episodes on the DirecTV box. That
You know, they're
we just didn't
all
get
on
to.
Hulu.
They're all on Hulu now. That's
Okay.
right. So I don't have to worry about that. But then once in a while, HBO would have a free preview weekend, so I'd be like, just record movies like mad.
Ah, yes.
And it's like, but now I don't have that. But you gain things here and you lose a little bit there. But overall, you still get live TV with the Hulu Plus. I love it. It's turning into a commercial here.
Okay, here's a ethical question. So you have HBO or whatever, and for the week or whatever, and there's a bunch of movies on there, and you record them. Okay, so you keep them until you watch them or,
Yes.
or whatever. Now, what happens if you were like, okay, there was a movie on HBO that weekend, and I just didn't have time to watch it? What if you download that movie illegally and watch it and then get rid of it right away? How is that any different than if you would have just forgot to record that video?
I see.
I'm wondering about the ethical repercussions of stuff like that. Like, I mean, yeah, I'm going to sleep fine, but
Is that similar to I bought this album in 1985, and then when Napster came out, I downloaded that album?
Yeah. Why is that so different
Right.
and wrong? I mean, I understand that abusing that resource is wrong, and there's, I mean, intellectual property rights and illegalities are all over the place lately. And we're sitting in front of a store where there's intellectual property like crazy. And then you have cosplayers who like nail costumes down to a T. Is that infringement? Like, there's so many gray areas in intellectual property that
Probably is infringement, but nothing that anybody's going to pursue.
Okay, why not?
Because there's not enough time or lawyers in the world.
Well, I guess
for
that's
all
a
that.
good
Yeah,
point.
like you imagine, so like just truckfuls of lawyers just show up at Comic-Con, just handing out cease and desist orders
There
everywhere
you
to
go.
people.
Yep. Sorry, you're gonna have to strip off right now.
Right now. Well, she was half dressed
Yeah,
anyway
you
as
know.
Princess
Hey,
Leia
how
in
you-
Return of the Jedi anyway.
How you doing?
Yeah. So what else is going on? I was hoping we get somebody here by now. The recording says we've been. How long do you think we've been recording? Did you look?
45 minutes.
Hour 10.
Okay.
Hour and 10 minutes. We've been flying by. It's because we haven't done this in so long.
That is right. That is
And
correct.
gives us a chance to catch up. And it'd be nice if somebody. Let's read the Facebook comments.
Okay.
And there's none.
Oh.
And no. But we'd like to have somebody come out and visit. I'd like for us to come out here and visit more because I'd love to hear from the store. The people who work here and say, hey, here's what's coming up.
The solo film came out this year in May.
The summer, yeah. It was
Okay.
in May, and then we were commenting it on the episode in June.
Right.
And then in June, that's when
Was
you
there
said
a
they're going to pull
reason?
back.
Was there a reason they did not do a December release like they had been in the last 7 years?
Yeah, you're right. I don't know what that reason was. Was it because they already had something planned for that December and that's been pushed back? You're right. They should have just done
Because that
December.
would be now. I mean,
Yeah.
that would be a release now.
Why did they do a May? Why did Solo have to come out in May?
Don't know.
Why didn't they take their time with it and have it just now be released as
Indeed,
a summer,
yeah.
a Christmas movie?
Don't
like
know.
all the others. Oh, here's some sort of reunion going on here.
And
it was
then
a short one.
So is 9 on track to come out next year, next December?
Yes, that one is still on track.
Okay, and that is a J.J. Abrams.
Produced, or is he going to come back and direct now?
I heard he was directing.
Okay, and that probably makes sense because Disney is panicked and they're like, all right, we got to bring the original guy back in. No, not the original guy, the new original guy.
Lucas, what are you doing?
Right.
I'm spending my money.
That poor fella. Here's what I want to know. Next year in 2019, in the summer, before episode 9 comes out, this is going to be, like, not that, I don't know if you've gone or not, or I've gone or not, but high school reunions. High school reunions happen every few years.
Yes.
And I think next year,
That'll be your 30th?
in 2019, no. I'm making an analogy. In 2019, the final high school reunion for Star Wars is coming out when the park opens up at Disney World. This will be, I believe, the last reunion for Lucas, Harrison Ford, all the major players in Star Wars, and John Williams to all show up for the grand opening of the new Star Wars theme park at Disney World. Because after that, sadly they're gonna start dying off. And there's going to be no other big events for them to cut a ribbon for. But because I remember when Harry Potter opened here in Central Florida, it was massive. John Williams and the entire orchestra showed up live and performed songs from the Harry Potter films because he did all of those.
I did not know that, actually.
When this Star Wars park, John Williams, he did the music for the Harry Potter films, the first few anyway.
Okay.
When this park opens up, and you've seen how massive this park is going to be, the Star Wars park.
It's going to be stupid.
No, don't say that. But when it does open up, it's going to be huge. Does George Lucas show up? Does Harrison Ford show up? Does Mark Hamill show up?
I think Disney pays them to show up, yes.
But George Lucas has not been a part of anything since he sold off. But isn't he like one of the largest shareholders of Disney World now because they gave him $4 billion, $2 billion in cash and $2 billion in stock.
How
right?
do they? Okay, hold on a second. Did they drive a dump truck somewhere full of money? I mean, how is $2 billion in cash delivered? Or I imagine it's all
Multiple
electrical,
briefcases.
electrical, transfers. But
That's a good question. Does he put it all into one account? Does he put it into his 401k? I mean, how does that all work?
I don't know.
And then the stock itself, does he have like one sheet of paper that says $2 billion in stock?
Do you
with
just
like
buy the
a stamp?
the Maldives or Maldives? Is that what it is? The Maldives Islands?
I'd love to know. You're right,
What do you do? What do you do with $2 billion? Like, what could you possibly do with $2 billion?
Right. I know he's trying to build some Star Wars museum somewhere, but $2 billion in cash. And, they already they made their money back almost right away.
Yeah.
But $2 billion in Disney stock. Does he hold that? I mean, think how much the Disney stock has gone up since he's done that. That $2 billion in stock.
He has family, right? I mean, he has children.
Yeah, he has kids.
All right.
I don't think he's not married, but he does have kids. But to have $2 billion in Disney stock 4 years ago, how much has that gone up in 4 years? What is his $2 billion worth now? Is it almost worth $3 billion?
Well, not the way the stock market's been lately.
But when he got that stock, that was 4 years ago. Whatever Disney's price was 4 years ago, before the Marvel, movies were making
I
billions.
think 4 years ago the stock market's up over 30%. So I mean, that's he's
doing all right.
He's doing okay.
He's doing all right. But again, back to the question: does he show up? Does George Lucas show up for the grand opening of the Star Wars park?
I think he does because it's still his creation.
It's his creation. So I hope at least the invitation is extended.
Look, the Millennium Falcon's going to be a ride.
Have you seen it? I mean, they built a life-size Millennium Falcon.
Yes.
Is Harrison Ford there to cut the ribbon? Is Chewbacca and all that? I don't know.
I think they all show up
and that's what I'm thinking. They will all show up
because they'll be paid to, and they're supposed to.
Do any of them need to get paid? Okay, Mark Hamill.
Sure.
Maybe. Harrison Ford doesn't need to get paid.
No, but that's why they have to pay him because he's not going to show up otherwise.
But I hope it's important enough to all of them that are still alive. Thanks, Carrie Fisher.
Way to go.
Thanks for dying. Yours is the only character
nice
that didn't kill off in the movie, and then you killed
Alec
yourself
Guinness.
off.
You jerk.
So hopefully they all show up for their final. This is our big goodbye.
Didn't they also just kind of announce that they were going to do another trilogy with different characters, same universe, in a couple of years?
Possibly. We talked about it on the previous episode of Gods and Monsters about two animated and one live-action TV show that is coming out. But Disney owns the property now, so there will be there will be other movies. I don't know if they're going to call it episode 10, 11, and 12. I think they'll stop that.
Yeah.
And they'll just be whatever comes next.
It'll be a Star Wars story.
Yeah, some kind of a Star Wars story, like the very successful Solo was. A Star Wars story. All right, I'm seeing a younger fellow come walking in the door here with a bag on his shoulder, so he's probably part of the tour.
Rogue One was a Star Wars story, and that was fun. That was a fun movie.
That was fun. And it just bookended nice with the other Star Wars, A New Hope. Very, very much so. Well,
now, when Episode 9
finally comes
about to come out, are you going to get all the other 8 movies and watch them in a row
8 plus,
as they were intended?
Plus Rogue One. So let's put Rogue One in and go right. So let's just play all 9 movies.
9 movies.
Some theater's going to do it.
Sure.
But do we do it? Should we?
No, I'm not. I'm asking you.
If the kids want to, maybe one per day. I'm not going to sit in in a 48-hour or 72-hour period. It's like, stay up and watch this. Okay, now let's go to the theater.
Well, listen,
I guess we'll have to do our thing also.
Hold on.
We're going to have to do our show.
If you do go straight through 9 movies, maybe by the time you hit Episode 8, it will be awesome because you will be hallucinating and delirious, and maybe it will just be awesome.
There'll be some theater. It'll probably be the theater out at Disney World, Pleasure Island Theater. Not called Pleasure Island anymore.
Yeah.
Disney Quest, Disney Springs.
Disney Springs, yeah.
They'll probably do it right there at that theater, and then once Episode 8 finishes, they'll go right into the Episode 9.
Oh, that would be kind of cool.
They did it for the Marvel. When Marvel hit their 10th year and their 10th movie, they did it. They played all 9 movies before.
Oh, you know what? It should be a stamina game. Like, you pee, you're out.
Oh, that's right. You pass out, you're out.
Yeah.
If you have to get up, that's good. And then you can't stay for the new movie. That's good.
Oh, that would be great.
That'd be good. And then got out. You lost your seat. Rip your ticket right.
Start with 1,000 people, and you're down to 9.
You're out. Yeah. So that's the Star Wars universe. And we are at 1 hour and 18 minutes.
Well, I don't want you to have to edit 2 hours of something. Is there anything else interesting, important coming up?
For me, no, nothing. Thank you for asking. But
2019, I'm guessing.
I'm figuring the biggest thing for 2019 will be that Disney World's finally going to open that Star Wars park.
Is there an open date for that?
The Tron park will open up in 2019 or 2020.
I thought that was in Japan.
No. They're building that at the Magic Kingdom.
What?
It's under construction right now. You haven't seen the signs? You know where Space Mountain is?
Yes.
It's behind Space Mountain.
I'm so angry that they'll spend $2 billion creating a Tron park, but they won't put another $120 million
for a movie.
into a movie. Come on.
That's funny. Yeah, so it's interesting because this isn't one of their properties that they acquired, like Marvel or Star Wars. Tron was a Disney movie from 1982,
Right.
so it's kind of cool that it is going to go in the original park.
But this is what's
ride looks
weird.
cool.
It's no, I'm sure it is. But this is what's weird about Disney is that I feel like they're like a little bit behind the curve of when they should be doing things.
Yeah, they should have when that movie came out. They should have done something.
When did Legacy come out? Was that
Tron Legacy has been
2010?
Yeah, I think you're right. 2010. So it's been 8
Right,
years.
So it's going to be, and you said it's coming out in 2019 or 2020?
19 or 20.
Okay,
but
so
it's under
let's just
construction
say 2020. That's 10 years ago. So kids who are 13, 14 years old, they shouldn't know anything about
Right.
Tron.
They're gonna
They
get
should know
introduced to it.
nothing
Right.
about Tron unless they somehow caught the animated series on Disney, whatever
yes.
it was.
Disney XD.
Yeah.
Yes.
But still, that was a long time ago as well, and I don't think they're showing it now anymore.
No, I don't even know if that's Netflix or Hulu. Come to think of it.
I don't think it's either. You'd have to go and look and find
Amazon.
it. You'd have to go and actively try and find it, and hopefully their parents are going to do that, because otherwise the target market of 13, 14, 15-year-olds, well, that's not a target, I guess, of Disney, but they shouldn't know anything about Tron.
Those rides, though, when a ride like this comes out, have you seen what it is? Like you sit on the light cycle. Have you seen like the one?
Was that like those motorcycle video games of the 1990s?
No, much better than
Okay.
yes, where you just turn left and right. And it's like
lean hard.
It's pretty amazing. And I like how they're building it behind Space Mountain. Also,
Is it a VR game? Like a
no,
VR ride?
no. You're going to be on an actual. Think of
Wait, the bike.
the light
moves?
cycle. Think of the lights. Think of it looking. It's going to be like Space Mountain actually, except you're going to be on a light cycle.
No.
What would you call that? That would be Tron
I would
Ride.
I would have hoped for a VR game. That would have been cool. Or a VR ride.
Here it is. Here, I'll show Greg a quick clip, and I'm going to put this clip at the bottom of the. No, I'm not going to do that. But the ride, and it's got all the music from Daft Punk from
Nice.
this ride. This is from Tokyo Disney, I believe, and it's been out for like 2 years there.
I'm going to make a prediction. In 2020, a 14-year-old gets on this ride, and he's like, what is this music? It's crap.
Oh no, that's an awesome soundtrack. No
Crappy
connection. Sorry,
music.
I don't have a connection. I can't show Greg the clip. But this place is jumping right now. Look at all these people all around us.
All waiting for the bus to take them back to wherever they're going.
Yeah. The tour buses come here 2 or 3 times a day, Todd says. Mostly like the Brazilian tourists come through.
Mm-hmm.
However, some of these do not look Brazilian to me. But they come through here because it's a very popular stop-off on their vacation. And
If you want to get a last-minute minion out of the Gods and Monsters minion box,
so much stuff here at Gods and Monsters. All these people. You need to go walk into the
I'm
store.
gonna take a
into the
walk
store.
through before I leave today, because I want to see what's a new merch. What do they got? I know that Jen was training a new bartender yesterday.
A Jen in training?
I guess. I don't know.
I've seen Jen put up a lot of pictures on Facebook lately on costumes and stuff that she's been wearing.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of times she'll take a picture of her at the bar with a lot of people in the background. So people are still coming out to Vault 5421.
Because they do trivia nights here,
Sure.
and they've got a lot of stuff here, of course.
Yeah, it's like a real bar. They have like events and regular nights.
Oh, I know something we were talking about last time we were here is because the voting was going on for Best Comic Book Store with Orlando
yes.
Weekly, and they won it again 3 years in a row.
Of course they did, because they are the best.
And I said Tokyo Disney. This is actually Shanghai Disney, and this is actually up
China-
and running.
China Disney?
This is actually at Shanghai Disney right now.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Wait,
And it looks like
how
you-
are those people not flying off?
I'm sure they have a seatbelt on or some kind of harness.
Magnet boots.
But so the Daft Punk music is playing through this. So this is pretty much like Space Mountain, but with more lights on it. And it looks like it's some partially indoor, outdoor. I don't know. But this is exactly what they're building here at the Magic Kingdom.
I don't
Not
know,
at
man. I think
Epcot or not at MGM. It's not called MGM
I
anymore.
think they're missing a big opportunity there to create an amazing VR ride.
No. VR hurts my tummy.
Well, that's because
I'm not used to it.
not that you're not used to it, but because your mind is experiencing movement and your body is not. Now, if you if you go into one of those machines that like move you all around and
That's mind and body.
that's mind and body, and that's
So is
probably
this.
okay.
This is mind and body.
Yeah, but you're not seeing anything. You're just seeing what's flying by you.
I like it though because it looks just like the movie.
I mean, I'm gonna go on it because I love Tron, but
When was the last time you were like in the Magic Kingdom?
my brother still works there,
Oh, okay.
so I believe it was like 2 years ago, I guess. And then anytime I'm dating a girl, maybe I'll take her there.
Oh, okay.
So not in the last 5 years.
Okay. That's a different subject.
No, he took us all to the park a couple of years ago. I can't remember what we were doing there. Just sort of hanging out, I guess.
Oh, there's stuff to see. It's always fun to go back and revisit things like Space Mountain.
I will absolutely tell you, if you can go to a theme park, that's actually kind of cool.
See, this looks pretty cool, doesn't
If
it?
you
It
can,
hasn't started yet.
if you can go, we go to the whole ride.
It's about to take off.
It's
There
a
it
mag.
goes.
Okay,
Kind of
all
like
right,
rock and roller coaster.
yeah, magnet propulsion or whatever.
See, that's outdoors.
If you can, no, I don't like that.
And you're like, no, I don't like that.
Well, I don't want to go outdoors. I don't want to see the reality of outdoors. I want to stay in the
world, in the grid,
in the immersion.
the grid.
Immersion, yeah, in the grid. So if you can go to a theme park for free,
Yes.
do it because
absolutely.
that is the most relaxing day you'll have.
Yes, because when you pay $100 plus per ticket, and there's all these crowds and
feel
lines
like you
and 2 hour wait,
yeah,
it's
you
like
feel like
I'm
you're
waiting
getting
2
cheated.
hours. Yeah.
Did we talk about we did, but just for the podcast audience, there's an actual thing out there where teams of 4 will go to Disney Orlando, and they will try to go to all 4 parks and ride all
the rides.
47, I think it is.
And
rides.
you said it has happened. It has been
Yes.
done. You did tell me about this. That is possible. I gotta say that's impossible.
It's an actual thing. You can look it up online, and the last I heard, it was 136 teams have attempted it, and I believe it was 31 or something like that have. I'm sorry, no, 265 or 364 or something like
Teams.
that. A lot of teams, and only 30 some have done
succeeded.
it.
I can't believe the number's even that high because the thing that always gets you is, okay, I'm done at this park. Now I need to get to this other park.
Yeah.
And that's a bus, monorail, boat, tram, skyway, something.
Planning out your day to the minute.
And it's like, that's just, you lose an hour. If you want to go from one park to another, you've lost an hour.
Yeah.
And waiting and these people, there were no rules like you can do fast pass or
I don't know that for sure.
I don't know the rules, but to do it all in one day.
What is
all
it? What
4
is
parks.
what is a single park pass cost these days?
100 plus tax. I know it's up maybe 110
That's
plus
crazy.
tax.
And I understand that parking is now more expensive as well.
Yes.
$25 or something. like that?
$25, and if you're staying at a hotel, you get charged for parking now. That was
crazy.
the big thing that happened this year that got people really upset.
Well,
that even happened at the campgrounds.
Solo didn't make very much money. So they got to do something.
We got to recoup. We got to recoup somewhere. So it's going to be in parking.
Great.
Well, we've hit 127. If we hit 90
Let's-
minutes, then I got to say.
I think we can wrap it up.
So the 15% rolls over to the next episode. No,
No,
this was
the-
a one-time
the
offer.
15% goes to us.
This was a what? Drinks for everyone.
Hey.
So this is a one-time offer, but that's all right. We will try it again sometime. I like that this was Anna's idea that people, if they see that photo.
Okay, so this is a testament to the type of people that Todd and Anna are, and they love their customers. They love running the store. They love providing this service to everybody in Orlando, in Florida, and well beyond as well.
Right.
They have fans from overseas as well.
Yeah. Spend 10 minutes here, and you'll
Absolutely.
You'll know exactly what Greg's talking about. You spend 10 minutes here, and if you happen to be here on a day where Todd or Anna is here, you'll know exactly what Greg's talking about. Yeah.
They want you. They want to make sure that you enjoy your experience here at Gods and Monsters. That you enjoy the merchandise that they carry, and that you go walk away happy with whatever purchases you make here.
They're not just business owners who own a comic book store. These are people who
Super
love
nice
comic
people.
books and sci-fi who happen to run the store.
Mm-hmm.
They own the store, and you'll notice that as soon as you walk in here. And whether it's arcade games or pinball or comic books or pop characters or craft beers
Or $3,000 sculptures of amazing
Oh,
things.
yeah,
and
the
just-
sculptures that are here. So the stuff behind glass here is so cool. You got to come down and check it out.
It's like half museum, half toy store. It's fantastic. Oh, and you can buy everything, so it's really, really cool.
You know, what'd be nice also is if you were to just hit the share button on this episode as you watch it, just to spread it out a little bit to the other people.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you just hit the share button?
If you've gotten to this point.
Right. If you've watched it at the 1 hour, 29 minute, and 00 seconds.
Yes, we owe you. Wait,
Right.
no, you owe us? Wait,
What?
no, just press the share button.
Just hit the share button on your Facebook page and say share. All right, should we go past 90 minutes or should we wrap up? Anything
Let's
else?
wrap it up.
Anything else we should talk about or say? Come on down to Gods and Monsters. Any closing words that you have?
Let's try to do this again before June.
Let's kick off the new year 2019 with a January episode. You are right.
Let's shoot for once a month.
All right.
I would like that.
I mean, we used to do it almost every week or every other week, but you're right. There's
We'll
no
shoot
reason
for
why we can't
once a
do it
month.
once a month.
Right on.
So look for us in January of 2019 for the continuation of season 3 of Gods and Monsters. You can say season 3 because we're in year 3 now.
Nice. Season 3.
Yes.
We've done it. We've made it. We're almost at our, what is it called when syndication rules?
Yes.
Good.
Oh, we hit 100 episodes, and we're already at 151.
Nice.
The syndication money is rolling in right now for us.
Excellent, yeah.
All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Once again, you are listening and watching Gods and Monsters on Facebook and on YouTube. Live from the Gods and Monsters comic book shop right here in Central Florida on iDrive. Come on down and visit the shop and visit us. You could have gotten 15% off if you visited tonight.
You blew it.
All right, thanks for watching. Greg, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you, Art.
All right, talk to you again soon. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye-bye.